Here's the premium diecast that I got at the December edition of the NAMAC diecast event from Blondie. I got 3 items. Obviously, they were all on sale. This was reduced to €5. This Greenlight M&J Toys exclusive. Yeah, here it says M&J Toys. 2021 production date on there. 2021 copyright. Here's the barcode number if you want that. It's a little bit of an older item, but yeah, always interesting to get an M&J Toys exclusive for cheap. And it's cool casting, limited to 3,300 pieces, chase limited to 300 pieces. 2018 Dodge Charger Daytona 392. And these M&J Toys ones come with a box. So for now, until I can put it in the display cabinet, it will reside in that box. Yeah, these blister things are not my favorite, and I'm not the only one. I don't think there's a plastic piece in there to hold it in there. No, and this also will not fit in there. Well, it kind of does, but not really, because you really have to shove it in there, and it's bigger than the actual box, as you can see. So I'll need to either cut this off a little bit or wrap this in some bubble wrap to store it. Yeah, box, not that interesting, I guess, but I'll show it anyway. So metal on metal, 2016 copyright on this casting. So yeah, they released this when this model was new, I guess. 211 is the serial number. That's pretty low. Of course, we got rubber tires. I don't know if these are authentic rims or not. Doesn't matter. They look cool. This is one of the better or more premium Greenlight castings, because it's got the headlights. I'll tilt you guys down for the yeah, for the focus. It's got the lensed headlights and lensed taillights. Don't see that very often on Greenlight. Definitely not in the era where the owner of Tom's Model Autos owned the brand. Hemi on the hood. I don't know if this hood opens up. Let's see if we can try to figure that out. See if I can get you guys a little bit closer too. Yeah, that should work. Let's see if we can squeeze this thing in there and pry this open. Maybe it's just, oh yeah, there we go. Jumped open just like that. Let's not close it up again. Okay, there you go. Of course, with these modern engines, all you see is plastic covers. 392 Hemi is written on the cover. There's an air intake. Yeah, that's okay. It's got the LEDs printed on the plastic inserts. It's got side mirrors, which is pretty uncommon on the Greenlight from that era. Daytona on the flat black banner on the back of the car. I think that's a plastic spoiler. Yeah, it is. And then Dodge on the center of the taillight. Daytona on the license plate, and then it says something right there. Probably says Charger, not sure. Tiny exhaust here. I don't think the real ones are that tiny, right? I mean, I don't know the real car, but that looks like an exhaust of a Toyota Starlet. Little shark fin on the roof. Yeah, really nice color. I like the blue, the little yellow stripe down there. Yeah, nice one. I think this is my first example I have of this casting, so I'm pleased with it. Let's put it a little bit more to the back so I don't hit it with the packaging. A little bit more to the back. I can show you the whole packaging here. So another M&J Toys exclusive, but this time in Auto World. Let's see what years are on this. 2021 is the production date on this thing. Golf livery, one of 3,600. 2018 Jeep Rubicon. Special edition. Originally €17.5. I got it for €7. See if that's enough. No, that will not open it. See, it's been a while since I've done this. Okay, now this box does seem to have some plastic inside to put the car in, but I might be dreaming, because the car actually looks too high to fit in the box, but maybe it will. No, there's no plastic in there either. Would this fit in there? Yeah, that kind of fits. Kind of, sort of. It's a little bit bulgy, but you know, you squeeze a little bit, it fits. Well. But I guess the car rubs a lot on the cardboard inside. Oh yeah, we'll see the box. True 1/64 scale. As always with Auto World. And then some tape measure. So of course, metal on metal. Orange rims, Goodyear tires. Looks cool. Much more softer tires than the Greenlight ones. I think the hood opens up. Yeah. Again, all plastic underneath, but you can read Jeep and V6 in there. Let's see if that will actually focus. No, we'll have to zoom in. And then, yeah, you can read that much better. Yeah, a little bit sloppy on the printing. I like the lights here on top that are detailed, the shovel. Some sponsors on the back window. Jerry cans are painted too. Just tempoed lights on this one. No lenses. But yeah, cool model. Definitely a nice one to have for that money. And zoom you guys out again. Well, he won't do it. Then we got a Tarmac Works. There you go. Tarmac Works, Ford Mustang Shelby GT350R. €10 I paid for this one, Global 64 line. Got that container style box. This one's got the tape, so got to cut that to get the blister open. Not sure if that's any better than the other ones. I mean, it's resealable, so I guess it's kind of better. So I might keep this in the blister, even though I might be able to keep this one in the box. Because this might fit in there. Or maybe not. Nope, it doesn't. Let's zoom you guys in again. Of course, metal on this one too. And the scale and the model nicely printed on the base. Of course, rubber tires, possibly authentic rims. Again, don't know enough of the vehicle to confirm that. You can see how well that reflective piece, that kind of represents the rearview mirror glass, is reflecting on the door color from the outside light. That's cool. It shows you it's actually a reflective piece. Go faster stripes in black on top with a red outline. And these mirrors are kind of soft-ish. Possibly not as soft as the Mini GT ones, but pretty soft. No opening parts on this, but I'm totally fine with that. So this one's got lensed headlights, painted indicators, the Cobra and the grille. Just a plain black interior. And nice exhaust pipes, blue 350 on the license plate, kind of California license plate, lens tail lights. Nice spoiler, which seems to be metal. Cool. Yeah. Mufflers aren't silver, but the exhaust tips, the ends are. Nice one. I think I got a version in the German police livery. So this is probably my second example of this casting. But yeah, it's a very nice one. Much more realistic than the German police one, that's for sure. Next two cars I got from a German seller. So this is a BMCreations Jaguar XJS V12. Paid €10. It was in his bin or tote underneath his table, where he keeps the stuff that is reduced in price. Glacier white left-hand drive. Usually I try to avoid white vehicles, but since I really wanted to have an example of this casting, I got it anyway. So let's take a look. No cutting required for this one. Maybe just a little bit of help to get that flap out of the way. That's often an issue. Slides out easily. As always with BMCreations, you get some extra parts too. And then just get 2 blisters that slide out of one another. Zoom you guys in again. Different style wheels in the packaging. Okay, there we go. So they are not extremely different, but still different enough. I'm not going to bother exchanging these because, you know, don't have the patience nor the time for it. And it's got some license plates, it seems. Let's say Jaguar that you can put on there. Okay, interesting. Always fun to see what comes with it. So these have a plastic base. It does have a, that's interesting. So these exhaust pipes are part of the plastic base and are painted silver. And then starting from here, this is a separate piece that is mounted on the base. That's very nice. Again, it mentions the Diecast brand, model name, scale. It's perfect. It's got the turning wheels, as you might have noticed. Chrome hard plastic mirrors. Wheels look a little bit small on it, but you know, of course, back then cars did have smaller wheels. Maybe the other ones are a little bit bigger diameter. Let's see. Let's open this up and get one out so we can get a look at that. These are the front ones, but doesn't really matter. Are these bigger? I don't know what you think. What do you think? It's kind of hard to tell. Kind of look bigger, but that's probably because the spokes are bigger. Yeah, they're probably going to look bigger when they're on the car. Not sure if the diameter is actually bigger. I don't think they are. They are wider though. See? They're definitely wider. But the diameter is, yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah, sorry. Diameter is the same, but they are wider, so they're definitely more beefy. So in the front, got the lensed headlights, nicely done. Got painted indicators. Oh, there is already a Jaguar name on the license plate. Interesting. So why do they add some more? And then lens taillights with all the logos and stuff. Cool. Got some defroster lines on the back window that are not as thick as some are, but still maybe a little bit too visible, but you know, it's okay. It's not that in your face as some others. And then interior wise, the seats are way too much to the front. They are halfway the door. I mean, surely that's not realistic. What's up with that? That looks that looks goofy. That really looks goofy. Nice wipers that seem to be separate pieces. That's nice. But yeah, that interior is, I mean, looks like something that Mattel would do. Apart from the fact that this probably has a proper steering wheel, and Mattel would never give you that. Maybe the interior is mounted too much forward, because I can see the back part of the parcel shelf halfway the window. So I think there's something went wrong with the installment of the interior on this one. So these have screws, so maybe I should screw this open and fix that. Because I think that's the issue here. I'm not going to do that in this video because video would be too long, but maybe a separate video. Is there a scratch here? Oh no, it's just a little bit of dirt. Okay, so we got that Jaguar logo. That's nicely done. A little bit of black paint on that grille. Cool, yeah. Even though it's white, I'm very pleased to have it. Also from that German seller, I got this Schuco, also from MMJ Toys. So a lot of MMJ Toy stuff on sale. This is from 2021, I believe, this release. So I got most of these. I didn't get this one back in the day because it's very similar to the white one I already had and the raw metal chase that I had. This is painted silver, but looks a lot like the raw metal chase one, obviously. €10 I paid for this. Limited to 2,400 pieces. Let's get it out. No box with this one to store it in, unlike the other MMJ Toys produce. Zoom in, try again later. So again, it's got the Diecast brand name on it. There you go. 1/64 scale and then the Porsche 918 Spyder. So most Diecast brands do a good job at that. So metal on metal, authentic rims, I assume, rubber tires. Mirrors that are molded into the casting. Lensed headlights, Martini livery, Porsche logo that's very crisp and nicely detailed. Lens taillights, Porsche name, and then the 918 Spyder underneath in a slightly different color. Some black for these I don't know, are these the exhausts on top here? Because I don't really see exhaust here in the back. So, not too familiar with the real car. There's 2 fuel fillers here, possibly. And then a nice interior with some silver in there. That's not bad. I mean, for €10, that's not really a bad model, is it? And then the last two are Mini GT that I got from a Dutch seller. Number 654, the McLaren F1 in red. Paid €10 for this. Got all the licensing on the back. L, I believe, stands for left-hand drive. Probably the best packaging in the business. Mini GT. So metal on metal, but one thing Mini GT does not do is mention the scale and the model. Just their own brand name. So metal on metal, rubber tires, authentic rims. These I know for a fact they are authentic. These are soft plastic mirrors, but they don't have a reflective foil on them. Lens headlights, nicely done. Of course, got the center seat position in the interior. I don't know if there's engine in detail in there. I don't see much. And then lens taillights. Yeah, very nice. Exhaust pipes are done really well too. Fuel filler over there. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, I will grab every color that I can get from this model if it's affordable, meaning 10 euro or less. For sure. I think this is my second one I have now. And then the other one, also on a blister. Doesn't, yeah. I mean, it's for the American market, these blister ones. So this was 11 euro, got it for 10. But I got a box to put the car in. And I believe there's a separate, because I don't often get these blister ones. I think there's a separate plastic piece, yeah, inside of there to put the car in. That's just Mini GT perfection, if you ask me. So this one's garbage. That's maybe not so good. Should have been just one that fits in the box. So maybe not that perfect. Kind of like wasteful Chinese thinking. Again, Mini GT on the base. Let's try to zoom in again. There we go. But this one does mention the model 1992 Bugatti EB 110 Super Sport. Okay, wider wheels in the back than in the front. Authentic rims, rubber tires, of course, metal on metal. Got the soft rubber mirrors. Lens headlights, of course, again, nicely done. And the little orange dab of paint in the corner for the indicators. Bugatti logo, nicely in the center. A tiny horseshoe in the front. So typical for Bugatti. Oh, look at that. Engine detail. Oh, wow. Look at that. You got fuel lines, you got spark plug leads. Got the whole 9 yards in there. Sweet. Oh, wow. That's insane. Yeah, that's, I mean, all that for 10 euro? Gee whiz. 3 colors in the taillights. And got only 2 exhausts on this monster of a car. Ha! How funny is that? Yeah, I didn't know that. It only had 2 exhaust pipes. That's interesting. So this super sport version had the spoiler on the back. And a nice gunmetal gray. Again, very nice model. I'm very pleased with it. Ha. Yeah, this one my favorite of the bunch, you know, with the engine detail and stuff. Wowzers. I can't believe it. All right, let's get you guys out of the tripod and just hover over the parking lot. Kind of a different bunch. Combination of American cars and European cars. No Japanese this time. But yeah, a nice parking lot nonetheless. Thanks for watching.